right, here we are, making a right turn into St.Clair Avenue in Toronto. December 5th, 2020 something 4. Wow, look at this. First snowfall in Toronto, I would say. Snow's coming in lightly, not much. Christmas lights are up. We're going for a drive westbound. I would say from roughly from just east of Dufferin. Yeah. Check it out. I don't know why the car's giving me some sort of warning. I'm not sure what it is. St.Clair used to be much wider than this. They put the railway tracks there. They closed it off. And it's a bit of an interesting drive. It's a slow drive, but very cool shops on either side. There's a bike shop. Wow, a huge one. Electrics. Wow, 2 big bike shops here. All the way to my right. Hair salon. Yeah, so what are we here? Oakwood. So basically we're at just east of Oakwood. We're gonna start our drive and we're going to about, we're on St.Clair, so I don't know, we hit about Keele Street. You know, we'll just cover up the street and see what's going on, traffic. It is about, what time is it? Field mission time check, 5:30, 5:24 p.m. And it's pitch dark, my God. It says it's about 1 degree Celsius, but it's a bit of a snow coming in, probably first snowfall of the season in Toronto. We had I already did a video where up north, Peterborough's got a couple of inches of snow. The roads were kind of snowy. Up north of Quartus, probably there, you know, about an hour and a half north of Toronto. But this is downtown Toronto, and it's the first snow of downtown Toronto. In the alleyways, you get a bit of just a bit of snow, but on main streets, not so much, just a bit here and there. That wasn't snow, that white stuff was trash. Somebody dumped his trash. What's the speed limit on this road? 40 kilometers an hour, all right. The official speed limit on this St.Clair section is 40 kilometers an hour. We're doing about 30. Really can't go any faster, I don't think, you know. Vintage thrift shop. Wow, it's closed. I photographed this store to my right, a vintage thrift shop, 2 years ago, and it's gone. Yeah, this street's changing rapidly, and there's a few condos going up, and this would be a street that I would want to do a slow walk at some point, and maybe do a live stream or something. Has a lot of cool stores, independent stores, just like Bloor Street. I would say this one is kind of like Bloor Street, where you get all these, you know, independent stores and clothing stores, boutiques, fashion houses, that kind of stuff. They're gonna be going out soon, because, you know, I mean, people doing fashion in Toronto, I don't know. Is it a fashion city? I don't think so. But, yeah. $1 million, I guess, I don't know, it's like a dollar store. Problem with driving hands-free, I can't twist the camera around. Of course, you can't. You're not allowed to have your phone or camera or anything while you're driving. Hands are going to be on the steering wheel at all times, like we're having. My camera's attached to the seat of the car, and I have no access to pointing it at any direction. But that's why I really don't like driving films unless somebody else is driving and I can point the camera at different stores, and you know what I mean? Stick the camera outside and all that kind of stuff. This is basically, you get the boring driver view, just looking straight on, and just, you know, Dufferin. Crossing Dufferin, you know. Still, this street, these areas like Dufferin and St.Clair, gives me kind of visuals of the past. Back in the day, like going back 20, 25, 30 years, 1970s and 60s, gives me that kind of a vibe. Like a Christmas shopping back in the day, you know, everybody wore their coats and proper attire, and, you know, they'd be like, looking for gifts and clothes and, you know, the independent stuff, rather than online Amazon kind of, you know, trash from, you know, Amazon, which I love it. I love that trash, cheap trash. You know, late at night, you're bored, you go on Amazon, you don't have to go outside, you don't have to go in the snow, you don't have to go in the rain, and you order this stuff that's really you don't need, you know, like just trash, you know, like funny stuff, but it's fun. It's entertainment. Shopping, probably in the 60s and 70s out here on these streets, were probably very entertaining. You had to bring the whole family out and the kids and, you know, everybody dressed up. And there's a lot of work, right? A lot of work. You bought more like high quality stuff that lasted longer and you didn't spend as much money, but now you just buy trash and you use it once or twice. And like I bought a tea strainer. Actually, I bought it from Whole Foods, a tea strainer to make your own tea, like a tea bag thing, metal thing. I sell them on Amazon for $2 for $10, and I decided to buy one from Whole Foods, 1 for $10, right? I mean, I took it out of the package, I washed it, and the thing broke. I mean, it was a total garbage. I went in and kind of got my money back, you know. I asked them and they were like, well, you know, you don't have the receipt. I mean, who keeps their grocery receipts like 3 weeks later? Anyway, so they were like, I don't know, we sell this. I don't know if it's from here. So finally, I kind of talked them into giving me my change back. But if you buy something like that from Amazon and it breaks, you're not going to go to the mailbox and, you know, play games with the post office and whatever. So yeah, you buy a lot of junk, you don't know if it's good or not, and then it's gone, right? And it's $10, it's not a lot of money, but $10 is odd up. 4 or 5 junky things for $10, plus tax, plus this, plus that, you're looking at $100, $120. All right. The traffic out in the street is horrendous. We love horrendous traffic. That gives us time to look around and film things. But unfortunately, you guys just got the static view. You know. Wow. Like I remember back in the 80s, there were streetcars here, but you could drive on the streetcars. There weren't segregated streetcar tracks. And people could angle park here, and like it was a lot more parking, and it was a lot more easier to drive here and drop your car and do that kind of shopping. This kind of, you can't park here, the street tracks there, the traffic's backed up, you can't stop here, you know, all that kind of stuff really slows down shopping. No matter what you want to say, you know, it does make the shopping experience a lot harder. La Poma ice cream, famous ice cream place to my left there, still there, yeah, it is, very popular in the summer. And that's it. It gets into this industrial zone and park, and there's a swimming pool to the left and all that. Yeah, I mean, people say, oh, the bike lanes are good for business and, you know, segregated does not. No, it's not. You know, just say what you want, right? You don't like the cars, fine. You don't like I love bikes. I love biking. But, yeah, you're putting a restriction in traffic. You can't park in front of your favorite store. I'm not going to come shop there, okay? I'm not going to come there, try to look for parking, park the car 20 blocks away, pay for parking, walk to buy a small item. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go on Amazon. Store's going to go out of business. That's like reality of things, whether you like it or not. Just, I mean, and I just don't like people saying, no, you know, this kind of putting in rails here and segregating and cut off the parking and putting bike lanes everywhere is good for business. It's not. But if you want the bike lane, just say so. Hey, man, I want to ride my bike. I want a bike lane. Be selfish. Be honest. I like that. You know, I love riding my bike on a bike lane. It's fucking awesome because personally, I like it because it's kind of gives me kind of stuff that's inappropriate to photograph, you know, people cutting you off and no lights, and I get to photograph more incidents, let's say incidents, you know, people cutting each other off and not stopping for pedestrians, and gives me incidents for films. You know, you just don't want to be driving a bike. Nobody watches you driving a bike in a nice bike lane with no incidents, right? People want some sort of an incident, you know, like, you know, somebody yelling at you or something, you know, like whatever. That is what it is. You know. It's a cool area too. Look at this, not very developed, right? Look at these stores are cool. I don't even know see what the camera's seeing. I don't have a monitor or anything like that. Yeah, lots of small. Yeah, this would be a good, just walk on the street. Just do an hour worth of walking here and just kind of chill slow. Just kind of like out Bloor. Yeah, but as for some reason I never get to come here. I guess there's no subway here, right? So you got to kind of get on a streetcar, and you know what? I've never been on this streetcar in this street. Yeah, I come here a lot during the World Cup. I remember the World Cup, they closed the street, and there all the Italians are on the street saying, yeah, we won. 1983 was a big one, and 2004, I believe, was another one. So 2004, I came here and I used street photography, kids and stuff. And I did some pretty good photographs of the neighborhood, hair salons and people getting haircuts and kids on the street. And a lot of Portuguese kids were here too, I remember. It's really cool stuff. I have the picture somewhere. And yeah, it's a great place to do street photography back in the day. I wish I did classic street photography where you get the portraits of people. Lots of portraits, close-up of faces and details on old people and the natives of the land kind of thing. A lot of, in the 60s and 70s and 80s, a lot of Time, Life, and National Geographics, they went after those kind of character photographs, which was in style, but I just don't think they're good because I wish...
Red light camera reported ahead.
Red light camera. I wish I'd photographed the stores more, the city, because the people have never changed. People get old. There's old people always everywhere. You're always gonna have a stack of old people at any generation. But I wish I'd photographed the street more detailed, like photograph the stores and just the side views and the general street shots. Didn't do so much of that during my photography career because I always thought, yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, who wants to take pictures of cars and front of the buildings? That's easy. Anybody can do that. But talk to a local from a street, an old man, an old character, and get a good black and white detailed shot of their face. That was a hard thing to do because you had to talk to them and to have a good rapport with them and all that kind of stuff. So that was a challenge for artistic street photography, capturing faces and details of interesting characters and faces. That was the challenge. But I believe, that was just fake art because the old people never change. There's always old people. I can go outside and get 20 old people to photograph beautifully. What changes is the streetcars. The streetcars were different. The street was different. The street arrangement was different. The houses were different. The people dressed differently. And you need to far back. So if you're doing a street photography and you're a student of street photography, don't listen to your teachers and books and stuff. All the histories, all that stuff is wrong. You want to photograph actual scenes, like wide-angle shots of the scenes, like corners of the street with buildings and shop fronts and details of the shops, like shop windows, what they're selling, all that kind of stuff. That's what you need. That's what you need because, taking pictures of close-up of people, it's great. It's artistic. Oh, yeah, you're a great photographer, portrait photographer. You can talk to people. You have a good rapport with people, which is good. But artistically in future, like going back 20 years, it doesn't mean much. Maybe in a couple of 100 years, their clothes might be interesting, but no, not. This corner is interesting too. I don't know if you can see it or not, probably not. Yeah, all these corners are going to be turned into massive condos. So if you photograph these corners, document them, not just, like GoPro style, but actually do artistic shot of it. So there's like a story in it, so it's like not a documentary, just like a informative shot, but a shot where, there's a story in it. There's an interesting person with this background and interesting cars, iconic cars of the time now, that you put that in there, then that shot becomes an interesting artistic depiction of this area for this time. Then I think it'd be worth a lot of views or looks or money or whatever you want to call it in the future. Like, go 20, 30, 40 years in future, and such picture would be interesting, rather than just a portrait of a guy, tight portraits with a blurry background, which is very famous. Look at this horrendous traffic. Huh? See, if you had the railroad tracks there, not segregated, you could go on it and drive by, and there's no streetcar coming. Since I've been talking to you guys, I don't know how many streetcars passed us. There's no streetcars. They're delayed somewhere. Yeah, so this is not an efficient way of moving traffic. You need to put, you basically have the streets, and there's no streetcars that I've seen the past 5 minutes at least. They're not here. They're delayed somewhere, broken down back in the lane. I don't know what's going on, something. But if you put half of these cars in that lane, you would be moving them. And you have this funny curve right in the middle of the road. So I don't know how many people late night, had a little bit too much to party, and they would hit these things. You don't have to be, a little bit funky to hit them. You can just hit them just because you can't see them at night or snow or something, right? Yeah, bad design. All right, we're at Kiel's, no, Weston and Kiel. So Weston ends here and Kiel starts on the south side. Healthy Planet. Oh, I think that opened up. I haven't seen that place for a while. So I'm heading to northern Runnymede, north of Runnymede. We're gonna go chill there and go back to the base. Runnymede, the famous Runnymede. All right, we're gonna go a little bit further. We're gonna get to Runnymede and then we call it a ride. I don't know how popular this driving in the Toronto would be. The whole map is red, highly red. All right, drop me a comment if you like this. If you like this, are you still watching till now? So yeah, do more of this driving. Because I'm telling you people, film mission gets very cold when it's super cold outside. Although if it's a big storm tonight, I might go out and maybe live stream a storm. I don't know. I want to live stream a storm. That's what I want to do. I filmed I think live streaming a storm would be nice because people are watching and it's like on, like, you know what I mean? That'd be cool. If I can get my gear, I've been having issues with my DJI Action is not connecting to the app and is not charging, so I might have to upgrade it to a new one, or if I buy a new one and get it serviced or something, it's going to cost me a bit of dollars to fix that thing because I love that camera. It works perfectly. It's very tough and resilient, but somehow I think I was over using it in the summer and I burnt something in it. I think I heated it up too much. So I need to go back to service. I want to know how long it takes, how many days I'm going to be without a camera. Do I need to buy it back up? Do I need to use my other camera? I want to see what I can do, make some decisions there. I prefer to repair it rather than buy a new one because I like this one just the way it is. And the traffic is just crazy, guys. You know what I'm saying? Just, oh, wow. Yeah, let me in the comment. You like this kind of driving at night? Experiencing Toronto drives at night and like actual non-edited, how much time we're taking? If you like it, let me know in the comment section. We'll arrange for some maybe midnight or like after midnight drives on the street, so when everything's quiet, you know, not during the rush hour. Maybe 1 o'clock midnight drives in Toronto, like we drive downtown to Yonge Street at midnight and film it. So we see what happens, you know. Maybe I get somebody else to drive and I hang on to the camera outside on the roof or something, you know. I don't know, maybe that. We'll see. Let me know in the comments if you like it.
Red light camera reported ahead.
Red light camera reported ahead. Nice to know, Cindy. You know, I mean, I don't understand about red light cameras. You've got to stop at a red light. It's not like, oh, there's a red light camera, I'm going to gun it anyway. No. You know, you've got to stop at the red light or whatever, or amber or whatever. You got to stop at them. Speed cameras are good to know because I think they're kind of usually placed in areas that are not necessary for you to go actual that speed. So I think it's a bit of a money grab and they're not really helping the safety. They're just trying to collect extra cash, which it's not a good idea. I like to keep to the speed limit usually. I'm doing 34 right now, like I'm not really, speed limit's good. I'm not in a rush. And I find when you're rushing around anyway, if you try to break the speed limit, like rush a little bit, in a city with this kind of traffic, you're just gonna have to get to the next traffic light and wait there longer. So I think the difference of getting to your destination, doing like 35 and a 40, or doing 50 or 55 on average, I don't think it's gonna make any difference. You know, maybe a few seconds, if that, right? Because it's all random traffic. If somebody cuts in front of you, you're late. This guy decided to make a turn, boom, you're late. It doesn't matter if you're going 5 kilometers faster because you're gonna sit there longer length of time randomly, right? There's too many random events happens when you're driving for you to, here we are at Runnymede, for you to make any difference if you go fast. Anyway, I'm gonna head north. I'm gonna head south or north? Third south here. Thanks for watching this drive with Film Mission. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment section and I will catch you in the next film. Film Mission out.